Hello everyone and welcome to another traditional draft of Brothers War. And again, I might have to start with a red removal spell. There are two good ones and I do think the Obliterating Bolt is slightly better. Now it can't go to face and it doesn't create the Power Stone token, but of course 4 damage for 2 mana is significantly better than 3 damage for 3. The Mishra here isn't that amazing. It's also two colors, so it's not really a better pick than the Obliterating Bolt or the Excavation Explosion even. I also like the Combat Treasure and think it's a totally first pickable card. So this pack I think has 4 first picks, but yeah, let's take the at least what is in my opinion the best one of the bunch. Alright, so here the best card is the Hero of the Dunes, and I think I'm gonna take it. The Laydown Arms isn't that good really. You want to be like mostly white, like maybe with at least 11 planes or so for this to really shine. Now, an interesting card in this pack is also the Pristine Talisman. I think it's quite decent because the gain life can really add up nicely. So sorry, I have to move my chair a little bit. Something was under the wheel. Alright, so now I can actually move with it. So yeah, Pristine Talisman is a pick that's actually, one of the better ones in this pack, but I'm still taking the absolute most powerful card, and the Obliterating Bolt is, totally splashable, and also the Hero of the Dunes is splashable, so I could be like red-white, I could be red-black, I could be white-black, and just splash some of the colors, so that I can play both of these cards, even though they have, require 3 different colors. Here it is well, as much as I like Take Flight, I do think the Mistra's Research Desk is the reasonable pick here, especially because if I'm playing the Bolt in my final deck, this is just going to be played after. Also, regardless of if it's going to be just a red splash or a main color red, because this works finely without the unearth, and if you are splashing red anyway, you can maybe even unearth it at some point. Yeah, it's quite easy pick actually. Okay, I don't see red here. Well, I see one which is playable, but it's probably not going to be the pick. I might take the Power Stone Fracture. The Goring Blow is, I like it, but it's not, that amazing, so that I would pick it over the Fracture. This of course does require some amount of good things to sacrifice for it, but early in the draft I can pick this and then follow up with some kind of sacrifice for it. This Cradle Clear Cutter is okay, but not really a reason to move green here, so let's just take the black card since I already have a black card in the deck. Wing Commander is good if you want to force blue, but I don't think I'm gonna force blue after these picks. Legions to Ashes, well, I guess I'll take it. I would really want to have the Evolving Wilds to, kind of make these 3 colors all easy cast, easily available, or at least easier available. But if I'm going to play something like a Hero of the Dunes, I should definitely play a 3-mana sorcery that exiles any non-land permanent. The token clause is not very relevant in limited, but could come up sometimes. But yeah, Legions to Ashes is gonna be the pick, and I would really want to have also the Evolving Wilds there. Okay then. Well, of course I'll take this second Legions here. The Flask, the Weld would be a fine too, maybe even the Elite, but let's pick another one of these guys. So that's a lot of removal, and that's exactly one creature, one way to dig deeper into the deck. So let's see, I might be like, based on these picks, I should be blue, not blue, black and white, and then maybe splash the red. Let's see, Power Stone Engineer over there Gigamole seems pretty reasonable because I prefer having a 2-drop. Also, you know, it can create the Power Stone for the Fracture, which is nice. And sometimes you can just, you know, sacrifice the creature itself. At least you still have, I mean, for the Power Stone Fracture, and you still have the at least the Power Stone after that, if you need it for some purpose. Okay, this pack doesn't have a white card. The red cards, well, there is a Strong Bull, which is, you know, strong. Probably the best card in the pack, but am I supposed to take one of the black cards? I could still be white, sorry, black, red, white, red, yeah. I could be any of these combinations. I mean, as when it comes to my main color. I'm not sure I like any of these too much. I guess I'll take the Defiance. It feels like white and black was a little bit more open, but you know, maybe just black was open and no one took the Allegiance to Ashes because they didn't draft black. Alright, so Mishra is not even that good. Killzone Acrobat, it's okay. The Intervention is, yeah, this is a weak pack. I guess there's a sideboard card, but it's not like I don't have a ways to deal with the artifacts because this of course says any non-land permanent. So yeah, let's take the creature. I actually am lacking creatures, so picking one isn't a bad idea. Alright, another Mishra, which is again still not good, but am I supposed to take it anyway because I don't really like the Survival of Colis or the Intervention. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it if I end up, you know, playing red. I think it's still a card I'm gonna cut from my deck, but who knows? Here I can take the Amulet. If I play white, I don't mind having it. And here another Amulet. Symmetry Matrix, probably. It's very hard to make it work. It's not gonna be played here. So another Amulet or a supply drop. Let's take the Amulet. Okay, Gigamole. Fine with that, especially after I took 2 unearthed creatures. I'm not gonna play a Dig Site in this deck, it's too color intensive. Mind's Eye. Well, there's also Titania's Command. This could be a reason to move green here, but I have nothing at green. Well, this thing, but it's not really a good one. Skyfisher Spider is also a good card. Yeah, well, if I could take both the Spider and the Titania's Command, maybe then. Here the good cards are for my colors are Overwhelming Remorse. That's the best card, but there's also Mind's Eye, which I think is not that bad. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna pick it partly because I still need, you know, 2 more of these two before I have, you know, a full play set for set completion purposes, and I think it's limited playable still. It's a bit expensive, but if I get some Power Stones, you know, paying 1 isn't that bad. I'm gonna take it and play it, not just redraft it for my sideboard. Okay then. How about the mana curve? So I really kind of want to be white-black, maybe splashing red. And this pack has 2 decent white options here. Chaplain and the Paratrooper. Should I take a 2 or 3 drop here? I do like the milling with the Tokaz's Amulet, which I might play both. Yeah, I like the 2 drop, but I guess I'm gonna take this. I might also need the mana, because sometimes I want to just pick a planes from this thing to get my expensive cards going on. Ashnot's Harvester, okay. Oh, that's a tough one. I really like the Cohort, I mean, who doesn't? It's a really good card, but this is just a decent 2 drop with nice cheap unearth for 3 damage and some little bit of graveyard hosing involved. And I really need the 2 drop. Now, if I had more 2 drops, I would just snap pick the Cohort here, but I think this is just a more important pick here. Yep. And I should cut the Mishra because I don't plan on playing the red as a main color. Maybe I will splash the Bolt and the Research Desk. I hopefully get some fixing for that though. Recommission, Cavalry, Corrupt. Well, not gonna be a Corrupt, that's for sure. There's also Scrapwork Rager and a Gigamole. Well, maybe I like the card draw like slightly more. It's also castable with the Power Stone that the engineer can make, and maybe some other card too if I find ways to make them. But yeah, I mean, it's not a particularly interesting choice. Maybe you could take either of those. Alright. Well, let's some decent green here. So if I really went green, I actually could have gotten some nice payoffs here. But yeah, I don't think the Acrobat is doing much in this deck. It's quite bad actually. But the Wings isn't that exciting either. I guess I can still pick it and find some, creatures later in the draft. This is a card I'm happy to play if I just need some early drops more. Well, there are not gonna be any early drops in this draft for me, right? Another Onilet is not gonna be the answer. I maybe just take the Lora's Escape. It's a playable, sideboard card, also main deckable card, but I'd rather, get some creatures. I have 9 creatures now. Alright, well, there's something like an Evangel of Synthesis. Very late, but I'm not blue-black. I could take the Infiltrator or another Chaplain. I don't have that many ways to sacrifice things, but I have some. And I might actually just need to have a 2-drop here over a 3-drop. I'm taking the Infiltrator even though I'm not very good at making it grow. Haunt Stoneseeker now. Yeah, I suppose it's a bit too late to move to red, but this is an amazing 2-drop. If this came earlier in this pack, I might still had made the choice to, play the Stoneseeker red as my main color instead. But yeah, here it's gonna be. Okay, I'm gonna take one of these Gigamole still, but what? No one took the Skyfisher Spider. Am I gonna splash for a green? After all, this pack had Titania's Command, of course. I'm gonna take it, there's like a very small chance I'm gonna actually splash for it if I get very good fixing in pack 3. It's very unlikely. Alright, do I want to play a Mine Worker here? Just to have a 2-drop? Well, guess I have to take it because I might need to play it for curve reasons. I'm not playing the Prospector, that's just not so good here. I'm gonna take the 20 gems. And here, do I need 2 of these escapes? I guess there are matchups where I might want to have 2, but definitely not main decking 2. I still have no way to fix my mana, which makes the red cards, well, the red card and the half red card a little bit worse, sadly. Okay. Nothing for me here. Gaia's Gift last pick, that's something. Oh boy. Well, this pack has something for me, but I'm just gonna be a little bit sad here because there's a very good blue card if I somehow ended up blue in this draft. Also another Horned Stoneseeker, which is just amazing. But I'm happy that there is a Scrapwork mod for me, which I'm gonna take. I wouldn't mind having the Woblo or the Keres either. Maybe even Recommission could be playable, but I'm gonna take the decent 2-drop here. Nothing wrong with the mod, but the pack was really good. Okay, and this one though still has very nice options. I mean, I don't like to take the Explosion when I don't have any fixing, and there's an Energy Refractor here. There's also a Recruitment Officer, and there's a Traxor Demon. Not to mention a Fraxor number 2, but that's not gonna be the pick. So the question is, am I gonna take the Refractor to make it the splash easier, or just take the Explosion and hope that the splash will work regardless? I think I'll just take the Explosion here. Hopefully I get at least the Traxor Demon back from this pack, we'll see. Now Evolving Wilds. Oh, well, if this pack had Evolving Wilds, I wouldn't pick it. There's one of the better, one of the most bestest Bumrares in the format. It's not. I haven't really ranked them, but this is an actual legit Bumrare. It's a really amazing one. Of course, I'm playing black, so I'm gonna pick it and move on. Come on, mana fixing. Where are you? Emergency Weld, Disenchant for the sideboard, Power Stone, Fracture. Weld is good. Fracture. I'm a bit wary of playing 2 Fractures in this deck. I don't have that many good, things to sacrifice for it. But the Weld is quite decent usually. Okay, I'm going to take the Weld over the Disenchant because I have some ways to deal with permanents, so I'm not gonna pick this very high. Weld is good value card. Oh, I'm passing another Iconoclast here. Someone who is maybe blue-red is gonna be very happy. Then again, I just got past the rather late Gix's command, so I'm also happy. Echo Wellspring works with some of the stuff I have here going on, so I'm gonna take it. I'm not getting any mana fixing, am I? Well, I'm getting a Traxxas Demon. I'm happy about that, especially because of the Wellspring. It's another way to synergize with the Wellspring I just picked. I might have to play a little bit of unreliable mana base because it doesn't seem like I'm getting any mana fixing here. Unless the Energy Refractor comes back from the earlier pack. But other than that, no fixing available. I'm gonna take the Power Stone Engineer here though. I think I care about Power Stones in this deck. So it's not the worst, but since I took the Excavation Explosion, it's very hard to not proceed with the splash. So I just hope my mana won't be too horrible. I'm not gonna play the Spider. Here, decision between the Caress and the Warplow is probably the Warplow. I think I like a creature more here. And I don't think I have to play now something like a Mind Worker. I have enough twos. And I think it still applies here. I'm gonna take another Warplow instead of the Caress. Probably. Caress can accelerate me into the Onulets though, but I like the Warplow. Maybe I like it a bit too much. I got the Refractor, which I'm definitely picking over the Traxxas Demon, which I would be happy about. But the Refractor is really good. That gives me some way to, fix my mana. Sadly, I have only one of them, but that is better than nothing. Alright, I don't think I have a lot of soldiers, like 2, so the cavalry is not gonna be the pick. I will take another Weld. Let's see if I'm gonna play both of them. Oh, Fracture of the... Yeah, I'm gonna probably play 2 now with double Weld. Echo Wellspring. Well, there's a bunch of things. Clay Revenant. I'm never playing the Disciples, am I? Probably not. So I'm gonna take the Revenant. I'm not playing 2 of these Acrobats. Probably not even 1. I might sideboard in the Clay Revenant. Who knows? I'm not gonna main deck it. I don't like the intervention. I'll just take the uncommon for vault value, and that's it. Let's go away. That's 35 cards, but yeah, they are pretty easy cards. Clay Revenant. And I think the escape goes from the main deck away too. I have now some sacrifice things, so maybe this is usable. It's also something I could cut. I don't think I need the wings in this deck. I have maybe some other kind of game plan here. Mind Worker is unnecessary. Moment of Defiance is unnecessary. I might play the Acrobat because it's one other way to get the Wellspring, trigger for the graveyard part. And then, well, the Spider is... I can't, play such a crazy mana base that I would also have this in my deck. I think one Onulet will be cut. And then these are kind of 2-drops here. That is 28 cards. Number of creatures is 15, but if I'm cutting more, the Gigamoles have to go. I mean, if I'm cutting more creatures, that is. So ways to sacrifice anything. I don't have an Evolving Wild, sadly, but Research Desk is 1. Fracture, that's 2, 3. Traxxas Demon is 4. Acrobat is 5. That's it. So that's not a lot of ways to sacrifice stuff. I'm gonna cut the infiltrator. How about the number of ways to sacrifice the wellspring? Demon, couple of fractures, and the acrobat. So I probably will play the acrobat then. 14 creatures makes the Gigamole like a little bit sketchy. It is still good with the weld if you can mill more creatures than one, then you can bring back one of them with the weld you might have in your hand still. Yeah, I want to try the at least main deck Mind's Eye. If the opponent has such a fast deck that I don't have time for this, then I will cut it, but I will play it in the main deck. Maybe I don't need the Amulet in the main deck either, so I can cut it. Both of them, that is. So the Gigamole, I think I'm gonna be fine with one Gigamole. Alright, then I think it's the hardest cuts. I actually don't mind the Acrobat now because it is a sort of a 3-drop too, and I can, with the welds and Power Stone Engineers, I might have a little bit of an easy time even to sacrifice things. So this could, attack for 3 in the air for a couple of turns, and that's already going to be 6 damage. So this could be a reasonable inclusion in the deck, but the question is, what am I not going to play here, because I still need to cut some cards. I really don't want to play 16 lands in this deck, because I believe I need 3 mountains for my red stuff. I mean, I could cut the bolt and the explosion and just make it straight up black and white, but I mean, I lose a lot of power by doing so. I have to play a little bit unreliable mana base, I'm afraid. Because it seems like it's gonna be a 7/7/3 with the energy refractor. And I hope it's gonna work. Because with 2 red spells, I don't really feel comfortable. Well, I guess if it's 2 mountains and a refractor, that's still going to be 3 sources for red. And some ways to dig. Like the desk here and the cantrips here. Chapline and Gigamole can actually make it so that they mill my mountains without me being able to get them back. So maybe the Gigamole number 2 is also gonna be... I mean, I have only 12... Yeah, I have cut so many creatures. I'm going to cut also the Gigamole number 2. So can I play 7/7 and 2 with the refractor? That would be 16 lands with all the cards I have here now. Oh, it's a tough one. I have only 6 white cards in here, but 2 of them are 2-drops. There's a 3-drop too. I don't have a double caster white. I do have a double caster black, but it's at least only it's a 5-drop, so it's not immediately relevant to have 2 black sources. Because based on the mana curve, I could be just a 16 land deck, especially with the cantrips. Oh, fine, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, this format has a lot of these cantrips, which make you want to play 16 lands. Yeah, I don't have any 6-drops. I have, 3 5-drops, and I have 1 4-drop. All the other cards can be cast for 2 or 3 or 1, even the Warblows. So, yeah, I wish I had an Evolving Wilds here, but oh well. I'm going to put, I guess in the end, 2 mountains. 2 mountains, I believe, and the refractor. That does mean I can have both my red spells in my hand without the way to cast them. So with only 6 white cards, maybe I should play 3 mountains and 6 plains, 7 swamps. Maybe that's how I'm supposed to go. With the refractor, I can kind of add 1 to each of these. It's not exactly how the math goes, but you can, approximate it like that. So maybe this is like a 784. No, sorry. Yeah, exactly 784 instead of 673. But yeah, let's say if I had 1 evolving wilds, I would just replace 1 mountain with it, and I would be a lot happier. But yeah, this is the deck now. There's some power, of course. There's good removal. There's some resilience here. I can bring my guys back, but yeah, I don't have like a lot of flyers or some big hitters. I might even need to sideboard in some Tokazis Anilets in some matchups where the opponent can just, block everything I have. Basically my 5/4 Death Touchers are my biggest things. But I have ways to remove stuff. I have this Bomb Rare here and I guess a couple of flyers. Alright, well this is the deck. At least the main deck. Okay, so I could have a little bit mana issues here, but well, at least this hand can do stuff. Yeah, Engineer dying already makes me closer to the Mind's Eye. Opponent mulligans. And they kept 6. Alright. I wouldn't just mind drawing a bunch of lands in a back-to-back. Okay. And I already got 1. This seems good. Because the Mind's Eye, can just make you overwhelm the opponent with cards, of course. Okay, that's not a bad one if I happen to draw a land very soon. Because then I can cantrip into another chance to find the final mana for the Mind's Eye. That's... yeah, that's a shame. I'm gonna attack with this. I'm gonna have to sack the Engineer for a card and I get the Power Stone. Because there's no play for me on this turn otherwise. But this is fine. Especially if I draw the land. Even my splash color is here. So now I can start playing this stuff. Do I have the opportunity? But let's see how big of a threat they're gonna put here, because I really would want to play the Mind's Eye. Especially if I draw a... okay, they're gonna use some spell now. This has flash. So they're gonna use something. Play a 2-drop here. Iconoclast. Now that was a surprising thing. Okay, well... Mind's Eye, now that it won't even be drawing a card, I don't have the luxury to cast it. I will take... well, I guess I will take this. This probably gets a counter, so I'm gonna take 5 in the air. Yeah, this is really bad. Well, I'm gonna do this and maybe I get something I can build back. I do need the 5th land anyways for the Hero of the Dunes, so I'm gonna pick a place here for sure. I can weld back. I guess I could also, block and sack, because I do have 3 mana for the Thrax Demon thanks to the Power Stone as well. I could block and sack rather than take a War Blow back. Or the Power Stone Engineer. I guess the Engineer... yeah, it's a tough one. I guess I'm gonna just block and sack. So I can also prevent some damage here. I don't think they're gonna attack with the Ground Kaizen here. Into my board here. Causer. Okay, that's a nasty one. I do need to find some removal, but I have a bunch of removal in the deck. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, they choose to not attack with the... okay, they choose to attack with it. Yeah. But I take only 2 now. Come on, removal. It's a good one. I have a lot of card draw here. Well, that is removal that works on the Liberator, which is great. And I actually can play this thing also. Yep, let's do it. And then I can do the bolt here. I'm gonna take 4 from the Causer. I'm not going to jump block it. But I guess I'll go to 9 here. I need more removal. They haven't really gotten anything with this thing yet. They are splashing for it. Okay, there is a Legions to Ashes. So I can first of all just bring back the Chaplain with this thing. But that leaves me only 2 mana. I guess I can play the Wellspring. But I need to deal with the... I guess I can double block the Causer here. Because I can bring back the, you know, the Hit of the Dunes and with the Weld and all that. So maybe I'll do that. Let's play this. Well, they have a trick of some kind. I hope it's not a counter spell. Oh, that would be horrible. Oh, I don't have time for counter spells now, sadly. I might actually just exile the Causer after all. Yeah, because then I can at least cast the Mutt. If they counter this with a rebuff, they did not. Alright, alright. So I'm actually going to now... I mean, I'm not really going to want to use the Mutt too. I mean, I guess I need to do something here. I have 1 timeout, I can still wait for a bit. I kind of want to save the welds for the Hit of the Dunes, but I suppose I also can just get back my big thing here. Next turn I'm gonna Hero of the Dunes and get the Wing Commando blocked by the Chaplain or something. Okay, fine, I'm gonna take the Warblow back. They might have some nasty thing like a Gas Cursor. I would want to attack, but I don't think I have the luxury to do so. Although I do have blockers. Ah, fine, let's attack with this Creature. I can block the Iconoclast. Oh, they might have the... Oh, damn it. I didn't remember this thing is in existence. I so rarely play the card myself because it's a 5-mana 3/3, but now of course it being just a flyer is so good. And they get yeah, I'm not gonna... Yeah, this was a good example of how these 5-mana, you know, card advantage machines can just be bad when the opponent tempos plays a normal tempo game. It's just not gonna work. I mean, I never had time to cast this thing. So what I can do here is I can still, you know, play the Hero of the Dunes, get back my flyer. I can block the rock and hope they don't find a non-creature spell for that thing. It's not tapped, no, it's not. Okay, so it's gonna be a 2/1. I mean, I need to have it to be a 3-power creature, so I'm gonna take a planes, even though I would want to have one. And here I think I need to find more answers, so I'm gonna do this and ditch the Harvester. My problem is they actually start thinning their deck, so I'm in a very, very bad shape here. But it's not completely over. They can attack with everything, but I can't block everything but the Wing Commando here. But of course if they just have a non-creature spell here, I lose on the spot. Okay, I'm at 1 life now. But they're gonna actually at some point in the game they're gonna start throwing mostly spells because of the kite doing the stuff here. I guess I can try to get the mind's eye at some point, but yeah, Powerstone Fracture dealing with the commando is a good start as well. So let's do that. Okay, that's gonna deal with more of the stuff. I don't think I'm gonna deal with the kite still. It's not kind of worth it. What I can do here is attack with some of my creatures. I'm gonna attack with the Hero of the Dunes because it's actually something I want to die. I can get it back with the Weld. I need to block every creature they have though. So I'm not going to. I mean, I guess if they do block the Hero of the Dunes here, I will get it to get a Weld token back. Okay, I'm gonna just attack with the one hero here. And now I'm gonna play this thing. And should I use the Legions to Ashes on the Iconoclast? Probably. Probably not actually. But I kind of want to play something here. I just don't have. I want to save the world for the Hero of the Dunes. It gets me back the airlift chapline, for instance. But man, so it's such a waste to use this on the 2-1 here. Even if they get more 1-1s out of it, I don't think it's that important. But I have so much to do here that I believe I just have to use it. Fine, this is a bit risky now, but because now they play some big creature, I can't remove it anymore. I just used my final removal spell. Like a Rastakali. Imagine that. Imagine if I had my thing here. I guess I have a Powerstone Fracture still in the deck. So I'm gonna have to dig for that. Yeah, I just didn't want to leave my mana unused, and I wanted to save the Weld for the Goliath, but that really backfired. Let's find a Powerstone Fracture. That thing has trample, so of course I will just lose the game on the spot if I don't get to deal with it. Powerstone Engineer is not quite good enough. Yeah, well, I guess I can still... No, it's 3 mana to... I played already a land. Even if I draw a card, I can't. I don't have 2 mana left after that. Yeah, well, that was definitely a... Maybe I didn't need to worry about the 4 mana being left unused. This is exactly the kind of situation I should have avoided. I can return... There's nothing I can return that's gonna do anything. Yep. Trample 10-10. Disgusting, but this was my mistake. I mean, I didn't of course imagine them to have this. I was more afraid of them having like a flyer, but then I thought that I can still at least emergency world back the chapline to block the flyer. But they had a 10-10 trampler. So that was really bad. I also had a pretty fast clock here with all my creatures, so I definitely should have played better. Okay, anything in the sideboard? Don't really think there really is. I haven't sideboarded much in my previous videos, but I usually do sideboard a card or two, but Lawrence Escape is one thing that is good for sideboarding, but I mean, I don't see removal here. Man, the Coil's Rock. Let's keep that in mind at least. And let's see if I actually have time to cast the Mind's Eye. But yeah, I think this is fine. I just need to be maybe a little bit more careful with my removal now that I know there could be a 10-10 coming. Well, with the research desk, which I can even emergency weld back, I should keep this hand. Okay, there is the splash color. So I can actually play just a normal 2-drop, 3-drop. Not even bothering with the research desk. Yeah, now I'm actually a little bit... yeah, I would be interested in seeing how the game went if I saved the removal for the 10-10. I was still of course dying to any burn spell or something like that. Or trample trick, even a Gaia's gift would have been nasty. Wow, what a set of draws here, this is amazing. I start with 2 swamps and now I have all my colors already. Anyway, yeah, it's not like I was clearly going to win. They could have had a number of good top decks in there, but definitely I didn't need that many turns to turn the game over. Springleaf Drum, okay, they start getting their 1/1s. I would really want to kill that thing, so maybe I'll do exactly that by trying to dig into an answer. Well, neither of them is particularly good against the 1/1s being, but the other has unearthed, the other leaves me a Power Stone token. I guess the Power Stone token can be useful for some of my artifacts, but I can cast both of them, so that's no problem. I guess I'll take the Power Stone token then. But yeah, the Iconoclast starting to produce a lot of these guys is really bad. Alright, well, a couple of things. I'm not even sure if I want to, because I could kind of kill the Causer, but I think the Iconoclast is now the actual creature I need to kill. I can deal with the Causer by using my Woblow. Okay, might just wanna... I mean, I could play this as a 1/1 guy, but... I could also block and sack. I could double block it, just like that. I think I'm gonna do that, because I still get the Power Stone Engineer tokens, and that gives me a 5/4, and then I don't have to trade my Death Toucher on the Causer. And if they have now a trick, you know... Okay, they choose not to do anything. Well, then I just draw a card with this thing. If they had a trick, I can still have the this card draw in here. Alright, well, that is a card I have in my deck. Now I'm not going to play into the 3/3 flying flash creature. But if I just make the Acrobat into a 5/4 and make them sack their biggest creature, that's quite good already. Is that the best play available for me? I'm not gonna wait until I have 2 creatures to return, that's too slow. I'm gonna do it like this. I want them to get rid of the Causer anyway. So unless they have an actual urgency buff. Okay, I don't expect to see that card very often. They even didn't see the Gix's command, but that was just a... that was horrible. I'm really sad about that. Oh man. Actually, I mean, I understand if they have the counter target creature or artifact spell, but they had the actual cancel. Okay, well, I have to just move on and understand that's happens. That's what happens sometimes. Yeah, my creatures can't even attack that well because their creatures are so big. I do have a lot of removal in the deck, but man, they also have a Rager here. They have basically, well, I guess it's playable in any deck, but and they have ways to make black mana here. So, okay, let's trade. Let's see if they have a Gaia's Gift now. What can I do if they have? Yeah, I mean that's just perfect rebuff, perfect Gaia's Gift. Well, at least I get to deal with it right now and I get my own stuff back, so let's not get too desperate, but I'm a little bit tilted. Alright. What is my spell on this turn? Because I can play this and then one of my 2 mana spells. I mean any of my 2 mana spells. So... kinda like the world. The world gives me back the Warplow, which is actually gonna be needed here. Because that's the way to actually push through some damage. Now I could start sacking my sacrificable things quite soon to deal 3 in the air, but I'm not going to do it quite yet. I'm also willing to just trade the Acrobat. I'm gonna take a 2 here, not gonna block that. They can even unearth it. More 1/1s, that's fine. Alright, so with that, although is the card better than the 3 damage when they add 12? That's a good question. I think I'm just going to play this guy now. I'm not gonna even play the swamp because I might want to discard it for the mutt. I'm actually gonna... okay, I'm gonna actually attack for 3 and sack the, this 1/1 in fact. Might still need the mana from the token. I can cast the mutt and I can unearth this thing using the Power Stone mana. Okay, third path Savant, for which they do have mana now. Alright. First things first, I'm going to discard the planes here. Yeah, the Savant, they can tap of course a lot of mana because of the battery barrier here now. So let's try to find a Power Stone Fracture here. Just a Warplow. Well, I can cast it on the next turn. Oh, why did... oh man, I let the auto tapper tap the wrong mana. I was supposed to play this. Damn it. I guess I can also just so I'm thinking what to do here. I think I'm gonna actually play this as a 1/1. I'm gonna sack the Power Stone token here. I'm gonna attack with these things. Fly here. They're gonna easily get rid of the Warplow by blocking with the Rager, and I guess they do need to block with multiple creatures, but I mean they're gonna draw 2 cards here because the Drum and the Stalwart are the remaining two mana they need for that. They need to do it, of course, right now, but... No, I mean, of course, they can just use the battery barrier ability here. So they actually gonna have mana left over here. 2 cards, and then... I'll just play this as a Death Toucher. I mean, no, it's always gonna be a Death Toucher, but as a 2-drop, I don't have time to use 6 mana on the next turn for that. Ideally, I would have just played the Power Stone Engineer, but now let's see if the Killzone Acrobat can actually do some wonders, because they have so much card draw now that... Okay, well, that's not actually gonna deal anything to the Acrobat. One more card I don't know about. Oh, 4 life, damn it. More flyers though. Okay, it's not over. I can play the Engineer and sack it probably. Then I can play the Chaplain. No, I'm gonna play it anyway, so might as well do it right now. I would prefer this to be a 2 power flyer, so I can still... okay, well, I'm gonna just sack the Engineer here. But down, they do have the, sadly, the Savant here giving them so much cards, but it is gonna cost still a lot of mana. But it's tough. Yeah, the Obstinate Bailout was nasty, but I mean, they could have just found a removal spell on the Acrobat as well. Now at least I have 5 damage in the air coming up. But yeah, it was... I did use this in a dumb way in the previous game, and now I played into an Urza's Rebuff with the Gixis command, which I didn't have to do on that turn. I just didn't expect them to have the counter spell for it. Okay, they take 1 life loss there. Yeah, I'll take that any day. And they had to tap a creature. Okay, that kite isn't gonna do much. Wait a minute. They don't have enough. They have only 2 blockers now. I have 5 in the air and 3 attackers on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can draw cards, but then they are tapped out. So this is just a win for me, right? They tapped. Yeah, I mean, that's... I think this is a win for me, well, especially now. I don't need to show them that I have 2 of them. I'm not sure if I played both of them in the previous game, but let's make it sure. They have a way to draw cards. They have 5 lands, 6, 7. They are completely tapped out, so they can't cast any spells. And if I just attack, sacrifice... Yeah, I don't want to show them this Legion to ashes. They can't block the flyers. They go to 1 and then they have 1, 2, 3 crowned guys. Yeah, I mean, unless I'm very fool, this is exactly lethal. When they do the optimal blocks, blocking the Scrapwork Mutt and the Traction Demon, they take 3 + 2 + 1 from the Warblow. As long as I remember to sacrifice for them. Acrobat, which, you know, actually it was relevant now. It dealt a lot of damage here. First they have to block, and then they can draw 2, but they will be tapped out. So... yeah, because this is best of 3 match, this was game 2, and it will go to game 3. I don't want to show them that I have... Now it's possible I played both of them in the game 1. I actually might have done that because I think I was digging into specifically a Power-Stone Fracture. But hey, still, I had a 100% lethal here. I just had to make sure I don't make any mistake there. So why play any spells when you don't need to? Okay, so they had a rebuff. Let's keep that in mind. Also the gift is annoying because a lot of my removal is sorcery speed. But what can you do? I don't see much removal from them, so I don't need those Lorance Escapes. Is the Iconoclast really the only red card? I haven't necessarily seen anything else there is the unearth for the Juggernaut, but well, Moment of Defiance, Wings. The flyers were good in there. I kind of feel like I might want to have those wings, but the creature count is very low for any kind of equipment in the deck. Of course, I have a bunch of ways to get creatures back. Maybe the Mind's Eyes. Mind's Eyes should be an Ironheart's Wings. It's a possibility, I suppose. Okay, I'm gonna actually do it. I'm on the draw here. In the game 1, I didn't have time for the Mind's Eye. I'm gonna play the Wings here instead of that. And hopefully I won't get flooded out, and so that the Mind's Eye would actually save me in the situation. How about the Amulet? Is there anything cuttable so that I will play the Amulet? I don't think so. So let's just do this. Well, perfect mana. Opponent mulligans also. Wow. Perfect mana, and I can even play a 2-drop. I do need some more creatures at some point, but I'll get to them, I'm sure. Because I don't just want to, remove the early drops, because it's the only play available to me. The Wellspring does at least cantrip and give me some sacrifice fodder. But yeah, the Killzone Acrobat actually was the relevant thing in the previous game. Okay, with Sprite I'm happy to trade, and I'm also happy to just use something like one of the removal spells on it, which is gonna be the Bolt, of course, because this is better. Now I'm just going to bolt the Savant because it's gonna block my guy, and I'd rather try to push for damage before they get their late game stuff going on. Both of us got at least the colors of mana we have, but they did mulligan here. Okay, I can also kill that. Oh, and I got my sideboard thing. So, but before doing that, I'm just not gonna allow them to have access to all that mana, so let's use 2 of our removal spells. And then on the next turn, well, depends on what they do. Metamorph is gonna be an Argothian Sprite, so these can't be blocked by artifact creatures. Well, I mean, this is actually a bit sick how I top deck here, but sometimes you have to top deck. I'm just gonna kill it. I don't wanna face that guy. Can't even block with my Warplows. And this way I get to, have basically a draw 2 from the 2 mana draw 2 from the Wellspring here this turn. I didn't get to my 5th land, so okay, now I might have to. Now I'm running out of my removal, but I suppose what I'm gonna do here is just play the Refractor, trying to secure the land drop from the next turn. And we're gonna play the Killzone Acrobat, of course, and trade with the Juggernaut. And they don't have a 7 mana on the next turn yet, which means that I can just also trade with the Sprite. But if they're gonna have a Gaia's Gift in here, that's bad. Not much I can do about it though. Okay, that was good. They can still unearth it for 6 Stalwart. Okay. But now I can... Do I want to attack for 2? I guess... Because if they draw a land... Well, even with the land they can't do the 7... Yeah, so let's say if they drop a land on the next turn, they will have 6 lands, and this can produce mana, but they would need to tap something. And if this attacks, then they can't make it into a 4/4. So this engineer still threatens to trade with the Sprite. The thing is, do I still want to attack for 2, trade damage here? I don't think I want to, because they might just go for the Unearth. So it's better to play my Death Toucher. Of course, I'm not going to block the Unearther, but I'm willing to take 5 damage, not willing to take 7 damage here. Because remember, these can't be blocked by artifact creatures. But now I can just yeah, I'm gonna attack with the Warblow here, play my other Warblow. And then what I can do is I can just jump block the sprites. Let's say they drop a 7th land. I will block it regardless. And then they are forced to use the 7 mana on it. And I won't take any damage here. And they are also... I can play another jump blocker. And they have to block with a Stalwart. Should be in a good shape. Especially if I drew a removal spell. I can also draw a non-artifact... find a non-artifact blocker on the Argothian sprite. But I mean, even if they kill the Chapline, they don't have mana to pump this more, so I should be winning this game now. But this is still the play to make, right? I'm just checking if I use the correct mana on this. This is the correct mana to use on this. If I get another blocker, I'm gonna be... Oh, I didn't get, so there's no point leaving the Warblows to block because they can't, and of course I wanna force them to block with that thing, and then me being at 5 or 4 is pretty much the same thing. I mean 6, no, 5 or 4 wouldn't be, but 6 or 5 should be. Even if they have like a Pyrrhic victory, I can be at 5. So let's do this great Rager here. And well, I guess I can also play this thing. And now I will just jump block that sprite. Unless they have like a land and a 1 mana removal on the Chapline. Then they could actually, yeah, if it was like a bushwhack, land bushwhack would have worked there. That's not enough. Don't say you have another pump spell. Yep. That was close. So after a bit of plundering in the game 1, I at least was able to come back. Well, that's a hand I'm going to keep. Because the Geek's Command is such an insane card. Another deck with these Stalwarts. And the Mizra's research desk can find me some decent place maybe. Oh, they have a sprite too. This is not the same opponent. No, it isn't. Because I can't trade with the sprite. With the Warblow. I guess I can with the Acrobat, so let's still play this to have some, you know, board presence here. I don't want to just get... I don't want to die before I can cast the Geek's Command. Yeah, I'm fine with this trade. They have an Acrobat. Okay, I can... Well, I need the red mana from the Refractor, so I probably will be sacrificing the research desk, I believe. I mean, unless I draw something that changes things. So is this going to be... No, I fear it's gonna be just a combat trick for them. Fine. Let's deal with this guy. Guys, no, it wasn't that. Though they could have had it, but they wanted to play another creature instead. Alright. Weld. Oh, I can build back the Death Toucher for sure. And trade with the Acrobat. Because I still can't block the sprite with it. Oh. Oh, I don't have double black, so that's not a thing I can do on this turn. So I suppose then I'm gonna just weld back the Acrobat of my own. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do here. Yeah, let's play the Refractor. Not with that mana. That's fine. I will take 5 damage, but... Well, that's gonna be good too. Alright, so Do I get the... I don't have the Geek's command mana yet. Even with any land, the refractor, I would need 6. I mean, if I draw exactly swamp, then that would work. Alright, fine, I'm gonna take the Wobbler now. It's cheaper and it can trade with the Acrobat, and this can be killed by the explosion or the fracture or whatever. Yeah, I'm going to 10. Yeah, this is, I mean, opponent did nothing but play a 1-drop, 2-drop, and a 3-drop, and then a 3-drop on turn 4, and I'm having this trouble here. Okay, I'm really afraid of a Guy's Gift. Oh. With 1 swamp, I can't even double spell anything here. I think I'm gonna play the Thraxer Demon here just to block the sprite here. And this means I'm gonna try to find my land here. Ideally a swamp, but any land is good here. Sure. Wow. That is not nice. I don't have the Hero of the Dunes mana unless I draw a land, so I can't really count on that. I'm gonna take the Welder now. Actually, with 2 of these 1/1s, I can actually double block a thing. I can also just take the research desk to recast Intantic, but I'm gonna actually do that. I can just recast it, but I'm actually losing to these guys. If they have like a Guy's Gift and I don't get my swamp for the Gix's command, because it seems like they have a trick. Could be just a giant growth, of course. Okay, they are not attacking with the Acrobat, so that does mean they don't have a Guy's Gift, right? But I need to find stuff. Alright, well, I didn't find a swamp, so I can't still cast the Gix's command. Now, I can use the Fracture. Okay, with 5 mana I can double spell 2 black spells if the total cost is, you know, only 4. So I can do that. I'm going to Fracture away. It's gonna have to be one of the 1/1s. It's just how it goes. I guess it could be the research desk, but that can be important. Well, I mean, I guess I'm still doing it like this. I'm gonna use the research desk because I can, you know, double block the Acrobat here. Kill that and have the Thraxer Demon to block the sprite. So now I can block both of those unless they have sacrifice for the Acrobat. Okay, now they are gonna use their tricks, which is just gonna have to happen. Do they have a tricks for both of them? Defiance. So 2 combat tricks. Are you kidding me? Wow. that was pretty good for the opponent. Gotta admit that. Well, I guess I'm gonna kill this thing, and next turn the Geek's command I will be casting, because now with the lands and the Power Stone, the Refractor can make the second black for me. Okay, I can... They're gonna have another trick. Please play a creature. No, they don't play creatures. I mean, they need one more combat trick so that the Geek's command says that they don't lose both of their creatures, but I suppose I'm still not dying. I mean, I'm gonna say that destroy each creature with power 2 or less, so both of these, and then I'm gonna return 2 of my guys. And if they have a pump spell to save one of them, it's still not gonna deal 4 damage on the next turn. So they are like black. Okay, now at least they, in fact, didn't save any of their guys. Alright. No spells. Now this is good stuff. I'm gonna start with... I have 8 mana. So Thrax Demon Woblow seems like a good place to start. Yep. They probably have a, like an exile spell or anything, but of course all I care about is that they don't have ways to deal damage to me. Yep, that is fine. They are almost top decking. I still have the research desk, which I can unearth thanks to the refractor. Again, I'm in the very annoying spot where I have to be very careful about my life total, but at least they don't play haste colors. Hopefully they don't have the haste 7 drop. Okay. 7, 8. That's 9 mana total. This costs 3. Yeah, I can't. I'm actually gonna start with this thing. I'm gonna take the one life loss here. And that gives me... Okay, that gives me, decent place here. I can attack with the Thraxo Demon here. I can play both of these creatures now. I have card draw potential, I have the research desk still here, and I have actually a number of power on the battlefield. But if they play one big creature, oh, well, I have ways to deal with that. I have 2 things that can exile it, for instance. So I'm not that concerned. I have Power Stone Fracture, still 1 left. Yes. And I can dig a little bit deep here. They might actually kill the Thraxo Demon if they don't want me to draw an answer. Yep, that's actually the correct play to make. But let's now hope that I draw one of my answers, which I did. I can sack the Power Stone, no big deal. But I'm gonna still do this on this turn no matter what, so I might as well start with that. Also use the Power Stone mana before I lose it. And if I draw the exile thing, I of course have to use that instead. Okay, Woblow on the next turn. Kill this, sack Power Stone. And I'm going to attack with everything. I'm not going to play around any kind of a haster here. So I just need to maximize, make it as fast as a victory as possible. Because if they draw like a couple of lands, I will be winning in a couple of turns. But okay, that's one of the least, least dangerous things they could draw. Wow, that was an amazing spell, because I don't know what spell could have been more harmless than that. I don't quite have lethal, because even if I make this guy fly, I don't have to. They block the 5/4 and they take 7 while being at 8. But there's no reason for me to leave anyone back, right? Because they can get it back, but they can't. They can play it on the next turn. What kind of a haste? I could leave one guy back. That's what I could do. And they go to what, 3 instead of 1. What is going to punish me? Corrupt. I don't care about anything that's gonna punish me anyway. But what is gonna punish me if I don't leave any blockers here? If they have a flash creature now, but these colors don't really have, do they? They might have a Boulder Branch Golem in top deck, gaining them 6 life. I need to maximize the damage here. Right, so they go to 1 now. Then they go to 7. I want to be able to maximize the damage. Alright, let's go. Let's play the mountain here. Why not? And that was actually relevant because if they drew a Boulder Branch Golem, that's exactly going to be them going to 7. Then they block the Warblow and take exactly 7 here. So it was relevant to attack with everything there. Okay, so that was a very tight game because I had to go to such a low life total before I was able to stabilize. How about do I counter their tricks with my own moment of defiance? I don't really think it's worth it. But is there something that's just bad here? I don't think anything is too bad here. I just like the deck. Even the Acrobat is going to be able to attack for some damage in the air. They don't have a lot of ways to deal with flyers, so again, the Mind's Eye is something I'm willing to still try here, although they were pretty aggressive here. So maybe it's too slow. But it's also such a nice card when you get it going in a like a stabilized situation, just drawing an extra card, just paying for one mana each turn. And I have enough removal to maybe try to stabilize somehow. Okay, I'm gonna keep the same deck. And hopefully I don't regret having the Mind's Eye in the deck. Okay, this is actually interesting because the research desk is exactly the kind of card that can help me. If I draw one land in my... I have 2 draw steps and then 2 cards. So in top 4 cards I need to have 1 land. If I do, I can at least play my land drops and then playing all these 2 drops. So I'm gonna keep this because of the research desk. Wow. That was amazing because now I have the mana for the explosion too. And this is my splash color. Yep, that is a nasty one. I'm going to need the land. Need the land for that thing, but I guess I can play a Death Toucher for now. So this is permanent. It's just a creature, so if the research desk is gonna be used, it won't be going to exile. Okay, they have no interest in attacking. I also can just take a white producing land here. Let's try to find the white producing land, I guess. Or any land for that matter. Okay. I think Mind's Eye went to the place where it's supposed to go. Harvester. I don't want to have my unearthed creatures on the battlefield when they have the Misery Shadow. You lose the unearth. I'm going to attack with the Warblow and play the second one as a 1/1. Now I do have a couple of emergency welds in the deck, which means that if these guys die now, they go to exile and I can't use the weld, but I will have some targets for the weld always. If nothing else, I can just have the research desk returned. Okay, now I can just kill the shadow, that's good. I can also exile it, so that if they bring it back, they wouldn't be able to bring it back. But I like the Power Stone token now. That will help me with some of the stuff. So let's attack with both. They will maybe trade with one of these and then the research desk is gone. I don't like that, I have to admit. I'm gonna actually cancel the attacks and say no attacks, because I wanna use the research desk, and it doesn't matter. Of course, the blocked creature goes to exile too, which I don't want. But even if I kill this first, they still are gonna get rid of the research desk, and I don't want that to happen. So no attacks there. Do this, and next turn I'm gonna use the research desk, and then I don't care about what happens to the recluse. They might have a weld, and if they weld this thing back, of course I will be exiling it. Stalwart, alright. Recluse number 2, alright. Let's use this 10 before it goes away. Now this is not a Maelstrom Pulse, this doesn't exile both recluses, only if one of them was a token with the same name it would get exiled. Alright. Do this, and I find here emergency weld. Well, there's nothing really in the graveyard, so I think I'll take the engineer as much as I don't necessarily like it. But the weld doesn't do anything, and I have to play it this turn or the next turn. I guess there's a chapline which, you know, can mill something, but I guess I can always use the mud to discard something I can harvest and then return it on the next turn. Probably it is the better thing than getting the 2-1. The 2-1 doesn't do much, so let's take the weld here. Okay, and then I can play them. I'm kind of tempted exiling the recluse, but okay, I'm just gonna play this guy. Let's see what it mills. Good. Well, I mean, all the kind of stuff I can't return. Well, oh well. I guess it doesn't matter too much now about... I mean, if these die, because there's nothing in my graveyard currently that I care about. So I'm going to play the mud, discard something that I can bring back with the weld. That's gonna be the play here. Now I can attack with my 1/1 Death Touchers. Don't mind trading them in this situation because these 2/3s actually make me unable to do anything here. So Harvester. Let's do the Harvester. That got exiled. Well, there is an attack I can make. Let's make it. And then I can just play this guy. I don't need to play the Legions to Ashes right now because it doesn't help. If they have 1 or 2, they would need to have 0 of them. Okay, Revenant. That's a slow one. Now this is actually the kind of matchup where, I mean, the kind of game where the Mind's Eye would have done an amazing job here. Okay, they want to... I mean, I don't care if they use a trick on this thing. I don't particularly care about either of these, so let's do the double block here. See what is their trick. Moment of Defiance is there. Okay, not either of those. Okay. That's 1 recluse dealt with. Do they have yet another way to block a flyer? Well, I mean, I'm winning this race, so I have no reason to use the Legions to Ashes here. Of course, the Revenant will be blocking the War Blow, so I can't really attack with it anymore, but... Okay, Trench Stalker, which I can exile now, but the problem of course is that I keep drawing all these lands. I will block the Trench Stalker with the War Blow, and I clear the way for my Chaplain to attack in the air. I can find something like a Gix's Command, which will be a very good draw, of course. If they do have some... Okay, they deal with that. If they can gain 4 life here, that's gonna be really miserable. Well, they can't. They just recast the Revenant, which enters tapped, so I can attack for 4. Not gonna jump, even though I wouldn't mind looting away the rummaging away the planes. Okay, Fracture Demon is gonna be good as well. Now, as long as they don't get the life gain from this Trench Stalker, I think I'm in a pretty decent shape. Yeah, they can't even attack, but the problem for them is that the Chaplain is gonna... It's a 3-turn clock, but maybe they just kill it right now. Yep. Well, the Clay will not make sense with the fractures for sure. So I can attack them down to 2 now. Well, that's actually a fantastic draw. With the Fracture Demon, it's just fantastic. Well, I guess I can use 2 mana to draw a card, or 3 mana to draw 2 cards. I'd prefer the 2 for 3. Killzone Acrobat. Well, let's draw a removal spell. Nope. Well, I mean, it's still fine. And I have 10 cards left. I have 1 swamp in here. Okay, finally there's something. So let's just try to kill this. See what happens. They could have a Gaia's Gift. Nope. So now I can just attack with everything for the win. Okay, well that was a not so exciting game as the first one. But I suppose it, and I didn't need the Gix's command, which still was somewhere in the bottom 9 cards, I believe. But yeah, that was, I don't know, a little bit weird game where the Hoarding Recluses were like a kind of a kept the board somewhat stalled a bit. Well, I mean, that's what the card does. But I was able to have enough resources to deal with both of them and still, you know, get this overwhelming board here. Now they flooded a bit, but then again, I did have a lot of lands here too. Of course, I'm down to 9 cards, they're down to 22. But some of my stuff was self-mill. Anyway, I'm happy about the win. Okay, thanks to Refractor, this is actually a very decent hand. Opponent mulligans. A lot of opposing mulligans. I think, well, I'm actually playing many drafts in a row this day. So all the previous few drafts have been actually recorded on the same day as this one. So I don't recall, I can't necessarily say who mulliganed and in what event, but I recall seeing a bunch of opponent mulligans today, which means like this and the 3 previous drafts. Harvester, well, I would like to attack, but then again they just attack back for 4, so maybe I don't. So let's play the Refractor. Okay. Is that a thing I want to actually get rid of? It might be. Oh, Mind's Eye. Well, definitely now, because I just want to win the long game, so I'm going to not give them any value out of this looting. And ideally I just draw a land, I guess. I did. And hope they don't have a counterspell. Well, I can return the Mind's Eye back with the Emergency Weld, so unless they have the one uncommon that actually exiles the spell, it should be good to go. Now, I don't have mana to use the Mind's Eye right now, but I probably will be leaving 1 mana up every turn from now on. Okay, Fracture is going to deal with the battery better, which is... Yeah, the Refractor is unnecessary now. I have drawn all my colors, so let's do, I'm not sure, let's do it like this. doesn't actually matter, but I'm still not doing it like this. And the Mind's Eye is also, interesting in the sense that if the opponent has like a stern lesson or any kind of card draw, this triggers for each of them, not just a draw step of a turn. Yep, no point attacking here. I just have a good blocker on that thing, and I'm gonna use this to draw a card. Woblo. Key to the GD. Okay, they get to have some unblockable stuff going on. They can eat my graveyard, but none of this is particularly interesting. I guess I could return the refractor with the emergency weld. But hey, if they're gonna draw this, oh yep, that is actually the funny part. If they're actually gonna pay the 2 here next turn, I can just pay, 2 myself to draw with the Minds. I mean, pay 1 for both draws they're gonna have. So I'm gonna always mirror their draws. And I want to leave 2 mana up, which means I'm gonna just exile this guy. And now I can just attack. They can use the enemies to make this into a 4/4, but I don't actually care. I'm still gonna wait with this a little bit. I could play this and still have the 2 mana up, but well, I can weld it back, but because the thing is, I'm gonna draw 2 cards. I might not have the 6 mana for this. I'm gonna play this as a Death Toucher. Well, as a 1/1, it's always gonna be a Death Toucher. But yeah, now you see the Mind's Eye in action. They pay 2, I pay 1. Thank you very much. And then they have a draw step. And I still pay 1. So that is really good hosing for opponents' card draw effects. Opportunist, sure. I just attack into that board. They can make their creatures unblockable, so leaving my own blockers up doesn't make much sense. Although it will require them discarding a card, so if they don't also draw a card, it's not good value for them. Okay, nothing in here can be returned. Well, there is that one thing. No, actually they did exile the refractor. So I should just attack. I don't care any kind of trades they're gonna make here, it's fine for me. And then I will decide what to do after they have either blocked or not blocked. So Chaplain, Harvester. Yeah, that's a coup. I guess I can use actually like this. I still have a mountain in my hand. Okay, a couple of unearth creatures. So this being a 2/2 might actually be decent. Yeah, these unearthers can be in there, I guess. I'm gonna decline. I wanna have a 2/2 flyer. I'm gonna play this, play the Harvester. So now I have a... And I want to have all my land drops, of course, because of the Mind's Eye. When you draw extra cards, you do want to keep lands in your hand, so the Mutt discarding a land isn't that amazing in this situation. So they're again gonna go for the unblockable thing, but I mean, they're gonna give me also an extra card on the next turn. Now they can make the Power Stone into a 4/4. So am I going to exile the Animist so that I can keep attacking? I can make the Ashnot Harvester into a 4/1 thanks to the Hero of the Dunes, which could return the Mutt, which could still discard the planes. Okay, I'm not going to use the Legions to Ashes right now. I'm gonna just play this thing and return the Mutt, of course, because I can't return the Scrapwork Rager. Well, I'm gonna still redraw the land, and I still got a land, so that's all fine. Which I'm gonna play now. And now I hope they don't have both a way to remove the Hero of the Dunes and still have mana to activate make the Power Stone into a 4/4, but well, we'll see. I don't want them to ever get the Rust Goliath back in any capacity, so I'm gonna exile it. I'm not getting decked yet, so I can... Okay, they just do that, which is totally fine. And now I will be able to draw two, I mean, at least one. Coilous Rock, my enemy. I'm not too worried about it this time. Yep. Mind's Eye, thank you. And the sweet part of this thing is that you don't actually have to keep drawing when you are about to get decked, so you can stop drawing the extra cards when you don't benefit from them anymore. At least that, or you know, the drawback of losing the game is bigger than the benefit of drawing cards. Yep. I guess my retro artifact countered their retro artifact quite nicely. So another player with Coilous Rocks. I have to keep it in mind. Yeah, what else? Some big green stuff here. Rust Goliath blocking my flyers. I might want to actually have the Moment of Defiance, but I do have, of course, Bunch of Removal. 2 Fraxes, 2 Legions to Ashes. That is 4 ways to basically deal with anything. I don't think the Wings is that good now that they have the Coilous Rock and the 3/5 reach guy here. So if I put the Moment of Defiance in, what would I cut? Well, that's the old question. There's nothing to cut here. I guess the Acrobat might not be the greatest against that deck, even though it is one other way to sacrifice the Wellspring, but... Okay, I'm gonna actually play the trick here. Let's see if it does any good to me. Okay, again, research desk helping with the black mana, so I'm gonna keep it. And with the mountain, it's actually gonna also do the double. I mean, I'm gonna dig 4 cards deep to find the black mana there. And in the meanwhile, I can also use the bolt if I really need to. Hopefully, I don't need to use the bolt on anything that they might have early in the game. Let's just well, I don't need the black mana right now. Okay, I'm gonna just see what they play, and that it might affect my choice here. It's possible I exile like 2 black spells or something. Yeah, it is possible this will whiff completely. But there's also a lot of things it won't whiff with, so... Okay, there's a... Mountain is a new thing. I think they were blue-green in the previous game. Opportunist, alright. Well, let's hope to get at least something. Hopefully a swamp. Okay, well, I have to miss out on the command, but I got something, so that's good. And I got the swamp as well. With 3 mana, well, I just play the Mutt, right, and discard a plains. But no Gigis command in this game. Okay, well, there's swamps, and I'm happy. I have a good blocker on the Opportunist. I have well, removal, but maybe they don't play anything worth removing. We'll see. Well, if nothing else, next turn I can just use the research desk again, if they have no targets for my sorcery speed removal. Because I'm not going to play this thing at a 1/1 when I'm gonna get it as a 5/4 very soon. So yeah, let's do this. They don't have the Coilous Rock mana up yet, so there shouldn't be any flash shenanigans there is a Hero of the Dunes, which is going to not get me anything. It's still going to be better than a mountain. And then I can, you know, weld it back once it dies. Well, if the mutt dies here, oh, they had a flash thing, it's their rare. Well, that's a sad thing. But yeah, if the mutt dies, of course I get to return the mutt with the Hero of the Dunes. So I'm gonna block here regardless. If they attack with the opportunist, that is. I don't think they're gonna attack with it though, because they have the information of what will happen. But yeah, of course I can kill the Liberator, so I'm not too worried. I can also kill that thing. It's a little bit scary though. Well, I mean, I'm not going to miss out on this Hero of the Dunes. So the problem is if they can play 2 spells to make grow this thing twice, then I can't kill it with the bolt anymore. But that is how it goes. I really didn't want to leave this thing in exile. They have to play a 3 mana spell. Well, I mean, if the amount of mana... Well, they can't really play a 3 and a 4 mana spell. They have only... Unless they have a land drop. Did they play a land yet? No, they didn't. So if they have a land drop and exactly, you know, 3 and 4 mana spells, so that at least one of them is an artifact, so that they can use the Power Stone. Yeah, that's nasty. Now, should I double block the Rust Goliath just because I do have the, you know, the weld on the Hero of the Dunes? I think it's worth it because it's quite good value to get the Hero of the Dunes back. I mean, regardless of if they have a trick or not. I need to wear down their tricks, no matter what. Plus, this giant growth means they now actually don't have the giant growth for the Liberator. Hopefully, they don't have more things. Okay, they can make it into a 3-4, but that's fine if they have nothing else. So here's hoping for the best because, well, I guess they don't have much mana up. Yep, let's just exile this thing. Bye-bye, and then I will be exiling this thing too. And I will take still a lot of damage, but I mean, I had to, I guess, use those exile spells regardless. Oh, Saheli. Now I know what the red is for. I think I won't be winning this game because this will get double triggers. That's 7, that's 8. Ah, that's a lot of dots. Yeah, I can't beat the Saheli here. So whatever I do, I can't beat the... Well, let's see, I can return the Hero of the... Well, they can't make another set of two flyers here, but the problem is I can't play the Chaplain and a... Oh, but the weld is gonna give me a 1-1. So how does it go? If I play the Chaplain, that's a blocker on a flyer, which is important here. But then I have to make some unknown jump blocks, but I guess I can. So let's do it. It's important to get the flyers dealt with before I actually, you know, go to 1 life. So this is the game plan. I can play the Engineer and the Weld. And the Engineer can block the Opportunist and the Weld can... Okay, I'm gonna decline. I need this to be a 2-2. And the Weld token can jump block the Perimeter Patrol. So that's the idea, getting the Hero of the Dunes back. So I guess if the opponent has just lands, now they will have a card draw with the Saheli, of course. But I mean, this is the way I can, in theory, still be in the game. So they can tap the Power Stone to draw a card, a scry and draw actually. And then oh well, that's gonna make the Power Stone into a 4-4, and that means I will lose because I don't have enough blockers to deal with all the stuff. Yeah, they didn't even need to use the Sahili here. So if I block here, well, I guess I'm not exactly dead because I can jump block the big things here, but then I'd go to 1 and lose all my creatures, and they lose only 1, so there's no really point. I don't have the Gigis command either, it's here, so that was that. So Sahili, is the Moment of Defiance going to be better than Acrobat? Well, the Sahili can protect itself with 2 flyers, so the Acrobat isn't that great. Well, I can exile all the tokens though. How about the Lawrence Escape? They do have like not much. They have the Liberator too. Is there any answer for that? That is not in my main deck. There is not. I'm really considering if this is a card I should play or not. Maybe I should just play the Acrobat. That can fly. I'm on the play, I'm more aggressive. I could also put one of the Gigamoles, I guess, with 2 welds. But there's a good chance I'm gonna not get anything too relevant there because I have so few creatures. It's a 4-mana 3/4. Okay, I'm gonna cut the Defiance still. I'm gonna bring back the Acrobat. I guess there's the wings too, but now I wanna have the creature count at least at 11 because it was only 10 in that game. Alright. Well, hand is playable. Wonder if I should just have one of the Warblowers on turn 2. Probably yes. So they are thinking about their mulligan. I will pause until they're ready. Okay, so they did actually mulligan to 6. And now the game starts. Warblow. They have 1-drop. What 1-drop can it be? Okay. I'm gonna play this as a 2-drop, then I can do this on the next turn, so I will have a mana up to 4 drops. Alright, I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. Okay, let's see what I have here. Well, actually 2 good ones. And with the Fracture I should definitely take the Wellspring here. Sadly I can't take them both. I can't even play the Wellspring here, so this is really good. Draw a card and draw another card when I use the Fracture, but of course that's a few too many lands maybe. Okay, any artifacts there? All the colors, and yes, there's an artifact as well. So they have a good start, definitely a good start here. I don't even care about dealing with the Opportunist using the Fracture. But it might be my only spell I can play on the next turn, because this Warblow will be a 5/4. I'm not gonna make it into a 1/1. Yeah, the Steel Seeker can actually do some nice work for them. Or maybe I can find my Mind's Eye again. That would be neat. Land isn't what I wanted, so what I can do, I can kill the Opportunist or the Steel Seeker. You know what, maybe I kill the Steel Seeker because this game is gonna go long and this is gonna give them value. There's nothing for me to do on this turn. I mean, I don't like it, but I just think I'm gonna make it happen. Oh man, more lands. That's really harsh. And not even a mountain. Huh. That is an 8 lands in fact. Well, that's gonna get rid of the research desk for free. Well, at least I can get my Power Stone engineer to block it. They do have the surveil here too. I don't like that one either. Yep, because that's gonna give them, you know, better card draws. And there's no... I mean, I even have a 5-4 coming up, but it's not necessarily gonna be enough to finish off the game quickly so that they... Yeah, they're gonna get some value out of the bulwark. There's a Rust Goliath, which I can deal with quite nicely using the 5-4 Death Toucher. They are also having an empty hand right now, but well, they don't have mana to surveil. So I need some good cards like a Gix's Command. That would be nice. Emergency Wield returning this second Warbler wouldn't mind either. They do have the... Okay, there's the red mana, a little bit too late. Yep. So they can make the black for the harvester using the star. Sorry. Okay, that's a ridiculous amount of lands. I don't like it at all. Did they draw? Okay, they at least didn't draw anything that makes it you know, this attack bad for me. Now surveilling on top or bottom, that's really important. Okay, they kept the card on top, that's not a good sign. They wanted to draw that. I guess I'll take 3 here. Yeah, this is... I can't draw that many lands. That is a really good one. Jade Crafter Musk. Oh, they can make a 5-5, which will trade with the Woblo. Okay. Yeah, well that's... I wanted to have like a Thraxer Demon please, but that's not gonna do it, so... I have a Mutt, so I shouldn't play all my lands. I could jump block with the Rager. I don't really like the idea of trading with the 5-5, but then again, I'm just wasting this thing. Fine. I just hope I naturally draw good stuff. I do have draws in the deck that can... I mean, for example, to kick his command, Emergency Weld. Well, there's a few options. I have 2 welds. The red removal isn't actually that good, but I wouldn't mind killing the bulwark with an excavation explosion. Okay, so they decide to make a 4-4 token here. Okay, 4-4 is not bad, I can double block it. There's an Acrobat. Not the best draw, especially when they have a reach guy. They can also unearth the harvester to exile one of my creatures from the graveyard, which wouldn't be the best. Yep. But I suppose it's at least it won't be the Scrapwork Rager. And I do have 2 Woblos here. Okay, they actually chose to exile the engineer here. Alright, so how to do this thing? I think I just try it like this now. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a trick, but what can I do here? I have to just try to make the good blocks here. I don't really have the luxury of, you know, playing around a giant growth when I'm just flooding out like this. Even if I put the engineer here, it wouldn't have been enough. So let's keep drawing some good stuff. They will of course lose the harvester. Anything that's not a land. Thraxer Demon is good. Yeah, but it's just not good enough because, well, I need to draw something good with the Rager right now. That is fairly good. Sadly, it's not the greatest thing I can have. I can make them sack the 4/4. I can have my engineer as a 4/3 lifelinker, which probably will just trade with the bulwark, which I don't know if I would even mind. Okay, that's how it goes then. This and this. So I'm gonna make the engineer into a... they have a response. Well, they could have the surveil as the only response there, so doesn't mean they have an instant here. So they do that, and then I can attack with this. I want to gain my 4 life here for sure. And if they lose their surveil machine, I wouldn't mind either. Do they have a trick to save it? I suppose they all at least will surveil. They even didn't surveil. They have the Liberator, of course. I have a mutt, but I might want to have all my lands. So I'm gonna do this. I'm taking at least 4, maybe even 5 if they have a spell. Maybe even 6 if they have 2 spells. Okay. So again, they are at 6 lands, I am at 9 lands. That's a big difference. I need to hit somebody. Okay. They just make this unblockable and I have no way to block this. I take 5 and lose, but yeah, this was a little bit of an annoying flood here. Giggs's command didn't really do much there when I didn't have anything else going on. But in the end it was still a 2 winner, so can't be too sad about it. Can't get 3 wins all the time, so. And to be fair, the mana was a little bit unreliable, but the research desk did some good work to, dig me into the correct colors, and had some colorless cards I could cast here. Mind's Eye was very good in the game when I had the time to cast it. It just drew me a ton of cards, and I didn't really get too good use of the Hero of the Dunes, but the creature count in the deck was very low, so there wasn't really that great of use available for it. Yeah, this now, despite having these removal spells, this Palm Rare here, I don't think this was like anywhere near like my actual good decks that I have had in these events. So in the end, I think 2-1 is a result I'm gonna be quite happy about. So now I can claim the prize, and again, I still don't know when I'm gonna crack my packs. I don't know if I really have all the mythics yet, if I would crack my pack, so I probably will wait for a few drafts, but at some point I will make a video about that too. But in the meanwhile, I will see you in the next draft video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.